Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of The Last Game Hunter, and today of course you can see that my Project Dreamcast is back, but in this video we're actually taking a look at the Retroscaler. Now this guy is designed to take old AV inputs, outputs, whatever, and S-video and so on, and basically go out to a HDMI output. First things first, let's take a look at the Retroscaler. Okay, so the Retroscaler manual, like the color. Retroscaler indentation, that's cool. Get a micro USB cable to power this unit, because it, of course, needs power. And then we have the Retroscaler itself. So here we have your RGB, S-video, your components, so your regular RCA, and then your output is HDMI, and of course this is your power connection right here and your on-off switch. Very simple, very decently made. I mean, it's just, you know, plastic casing, but no bad things are sounding inside. So you know what, let's without further ado, I mean, let's get this hooked up to this and see what happens. Well, here's what I think, guys. I mean, you can see right here, the car on the left is sharper looking. It is a better color, in my opinion. You can tell the red is red by the taillights and not just red by the fact that the car's supposed to be red. Clearly, it wasn't supposed to be, and that is why you can make out the red in the taillights over the, I'm going to say orange. This is a perfect, and I mean perfect example. Look at the rider and the bike on the left versus the one on the right. And you'll see not only jagged lines and everything on the right, but you'll see that it's much more sharper. The detail in the background, the color of the sky, everything, the dirt, the colors, the lighting, everything about this picture screams much better. Now, in this one, I took this snapshot because I just wanted to show not only the lighting differences, but the jaggedness of the right side on the table and everything versus how sharp the left side is. This, actually, when it came to the Wii, was a lot harder. I took this clip, photo clip, because you can see how dark on the right on the RCA, it just can't produce the lighting and the textures that the scaler has given us. And I find, of course, there's much sharper in the spaceship versus the one on the right, but it's not just that. It's the clouds. You can see the clouds in the distance are completely different. Now, Sonic was a harder one, like for me to actually do a proper snap. But you can clearly see the sharpness of the pool edges, or I guess the glass edges, or whatever it is, on the sides here. And you can see the color differences big time. But that's not where it all ends. I went for brightness and contour here, and this was the snapshot that I chose. As you can see, the bricks in the right are very jagged, very messy, versus the bricks on the left. And the lighting, the visual, like the color, the sharpness of the buildings, everything was much nicer on the scaler. Now, on the Wii, for the Super Mario, the new Super Mario Bros., it was a little bit harder at first to kind of see the differences, but they're there. And the color is one. There is a sharpness difference, but I found this game was very well engineered for its time. So saying that it's definitely better on the left, but it's something you definitely have to look at and comment below, because that's a great example right here. The colors, the sharpness, the lines of the characters. There was, this was a hard one to really make it all out, but it definitely does have its pros to me on the left. But let me know, what do you think? Now, on the NES, of course, it's going to be a little bit easier to see some of the differences. The two characters. Don't look at the, let's say the brick. I mean, the brick, yes, there is some differences, but the two characters. On the right, you can see that it's very jagged and blur, and on the left, you can see how smoother it is. Much, much better. So I also did this picture because I wanted to show the two characters again in larger form, and if you really look at it, you can see that it is much smoother on the scalar side than it is on the right from RCA. Now, here with Rad Racer, this game was actually a lot more fun to play than I thought it was going to be honest. On the right, take a look at the clouds, and then take a look at the clouds on the left, and you'll see the detail. But it's not the only thing. The horizon. Look at the right with the weird bluish coming off the top versus the left where it's just kind of smooth. Also, the cars. Little jagged on the right, pretty smooth on the left. Now with Jackal on the NES, here's where things are kind of different. Yes, there is a brighter tone to the Retroscaler2x, but there's not a big, and it's the type of game I think overall, but there's not a massive difference. Like, yeah, there's might be a little more tone that you can see on the steel of the gun versus the right, but it's not enough to say, oh, that's got to be the end all. You can see that the numbers are sharper on the left, and that things overall are just pretty close. So guys, comment below, let me know what you think of all this.